Alright, so basically we're going to be taking Isaac Robinson's old first run M4, lace it up the gap as a warm-up. Make sure we got it for the day. And we're off. Couple H3s right up the gap. The whole point of today's video, guys, is a bunch of the Frisbee clubbers sent me some old school Prodigy, and we're throwing it today. I also have some nice old Frisbees, so we threw those into the mix as well.
There's 3 keys to disc golf: driving, approaching, and putting. You need all 3 to do this disc sport.
So the format of today's video is going to be best shot dubs out here at Mossy, skipping hole 1, playing hole 19. We're hoping for a scorcher. That being said, out of this whole old school Prodigy lineup, I've thrown like maybe 4 of these discs like one time. So who knows?
Got a couple special edition PA ones here. These are old school. I actually putted these for years, and I've always held on to them. We figured we'd bust them out today. They're PA ones, but they're so worn down that they look like PA twos. So far, not off to a hot start. Brutal.
I don't even remember the last time I actually got a putt on hole 2 and then I just miss it. We're gonna try this Proto M1. Hopefully get a birdie.
So I've been throwing the M1 a little bit lately, but I've been throwing just like a nice stock 400, and it's been money. This one flew pretty much the same. I just didn't quite put enough on it.
First run M4. This thing feels nice. It reminds me of my go-to Buzz SS.
So we all know the M4 mold has been changed over the years. Don't know why, don't know how, but the old one feels almost identical to Buzz SS, so I absolutely love it. Just a hyzer flip lace job. Ching it up, and we're on the board just like that. Special edition PA1's good from 10.
No arguing that this M4 is very nice, so we're gonna try this. Beautiful little turnover. Let's park it.
So you might have been able to see that little signature there, and I actually don't know if it's Isaac Robinson's or not, but it looks pretty damn close. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, little tree love. Yeah. But honestly, we probably wouldn't have needed it.
Kick down the hill. Come on. It's no secret that the broadside hand has been relatively MIA from this series so far, and it's mainly because we're kind of taking the winter off from throwing a lot of forehands. It's just too cold. The body never reacts well, but this H3 feels really nice. We're gonna try one for you.
So this Will Shoestrick Core Team H3, I didn't realize how similar it actually was to the H3 V2. The H3 V2 seems almost like a larger diameter.
So bad it's perfect.
But either way, I kind of like the H3 V2 or V1. M4 snuck down here, like I said. Couple chingers. The H3 is actually deep. Ace ran it off the tree.
Come on.
Alright, so we got the 400G D3 in hand. This thing has been great on some forehand flip-ups lately. This hole, if you're trying to get up top, is kind of a poke and hope. Like you throw a nose-up rising forehand and hope for the best. And we did not get the best. We're going our other H3 here. It's like a sparkle, glimmer, some plastic. I don't know, but it feels good as well. And once again, nothing.
A little bit of 400G A4 side hand love.
Shots like this are what I really like the A4 for. Little turnovers. As long as you don't hit the tree, they usually work pretty well, as you'll see from this second one. I got my hands on 2 400G A4s now, and they're actually so money. The white one is like brand new and stable, and the orange one is like very beat up, pretty similar to the yellow one I used to throw, so I'm loving that combo. I did go way deep, so we got a little comebacker here. Good thing we're playing doubles. And good thing for baskets, because that probably shouldn't have stuck.
Tommy?
Little tomahawk. Got a 400, chalky 400 A2. It's weird because the chalkiness on some of these old Prodigy discs, like some people hate it. I don't mind it at all. I think they're really grippy. So it's like, I don't know, you know? Little overhand slinger here. This hole sucks. You pretty much just chuck something down the hill, hope for the best. I'm taking the A4 here. Dead straight. You might have been able to hear it hit like 10 trees, but as long as it keeps flying, you kind of make a little bit of progression down there. At least give yourself a putt. At this point, the PA1s weren't coming out of the hand very good, so we switched to the PA3s. Nothing changed, still not good, but hey, at least in our head, it might work better.
337 Proto F3. This thing feels nice. Good profile.
So in my opinion, I feel like the spot where Prodigy maybe lacks the most is just their straight up fairway drivers, their F series. And this old Proto F3 feels really good. And I swear I was told it's overstable. And so I thought that was money.
D3 side hand. We'll flip up.
But then it just flipped up into the building. This D3 has been so fun lately. Look at this thing. Drifts over, skips up. A little shorter than we thought, not gonna lie.
Oh, God.
Yeah, PA3s. That was launched too, so once again we get saved by the old doubles format.
Super beat up PA3. This is where the PA3 shines the most, in my opinion. Beautiful shots.
Alright guys, right here you're about to see one of the best shots you'll ever see, really. Not actually, but I mean, just watch. If you ever get the chance to get your hands on a PA3 that somebody threw / putted for like 10 years, do it. It's so good. One of the most controllable late flip putters you're ever going to find.
Side hand turnover A4.
Side hand turnover A4. So good.
Aced it.
From my angle, it flashes like it looks like it went through the chains.
Oh my gosh, I thought I aced it.
Wasn't as close after I watch it back on here. So I have a really love-hate relationship with this hole because honestly I don't know if I've ever birdied it. Maybe, I don't really remember, but definitely more really bad shots than good. We're going to A4. I haven't attacked this forehand. Right away I thought it was good, and then it just, that orange A4, this was the first day I threw it, so much flippier than I thought. And then this white one, I almost needed to throw the white one's line with the orange one. Leaves us with this, which I just had to launch a putt at it basically. Yeah. Not much I could do from there. Right-handed. Oh. Hey, we all suck at something. Yeah. Alright, this hole. This is like a hole that isn't hard other than the fact that you have all these branches to miss. I'm going like real nice M4 late flip. I wish you could film this hole better, but you cannot. That shot was so good.
So I don't know if this can actually get there, but we're going to try.
Another A4 shot. Sometimes I just like to try and make saucy forehands work on like as many shots as possible. And this is where those trees I talk about come in. You couldn't see it, but it was perfect until it hits like the ghost branches. Slight little uphill putt from the M4. We actually made it. That always feels nice. And then this hole. So at this point in the round, we're feeling pretty confident with our like understable flip up forehand. We're taking the M4. If you know this hole, you know it's like impossible to get through all these trees. But I can do all things through M4 who strengthens me.
X2 backhand.
So we lace it. And then we go with this X2, little fan grip toss. This was mainly just to throw that X2 because I hadn't thrown it yet. And I thought it was good. It hits the trees. What's new? So the M4 probably just circle's edge, maybe just inside. But on this hole, if you can get to circle, you threw a very good shot. I just knew I had to make this first one because getting the birdie on this hole feels so good. Another A4 turnover. It kind of looks like I yank it, but this hole is so much shorter than you think. And then we're going to go with a couple PA3s here. And they're just two straight.
We're going to try this 200 PA3 as well. A little extra ace run.
Something I've learned recently is this. You basically want to saw this shot off and you think it's horrible and then somehow it gets to the basket. It's weird. So both of those PA3 shots out of my hand I think are good. And they just push too straight. Whereas this A4, it's pinned high. I did kick down a little bit down the hill here. But when you're absolutely cracked like me on the putting green, it doesn't even matter. You just throw your little beat up PA3 up through the gap. Just ching it. You get a birdie.
Man, that was a nice one. Knife hyzer up the hill. Somehow got there. Hole 13, 263 feet. Oftentimes plays a little longer. It's one of them weird ones. You could throw a fairway, mid-range putter. They'll all probably work, but I don't know. We're gonna go Proto F3, Proto M1.
So I've heard a lot of stuff about like Proto M1s, maybe Proto M2s. I'm not totally sure. But the Proto Prodigy mid-ranges, I feel like people love. And that M1 feels pretty good. But honestly, just like the factory second normal M1, like I think it's like 400G. So it's kind of old. But that one's money. I like it better than this Proto. This one ain't bad though. This is actually where both of my discs landed as well. I didn't like pick one up and set it by the other. So very consistent off the tee for me today. Very consistent off the putting green as well, as you could tell. Just gonna tap these in. The ace run hole. And I honestly just wanted to keep throwing these A4s because I think it's like my favorite disc again. And we parked it with a horrible shot. Honestly, I don't know why I threw those, because you can't really ace it at that angle. The trees block it. You kind of have to do like a backhand flex. And I know I've seen a lot of you guys say you've picked up an A4. So let me know if you've been liking it, because I've been loving these.
Hole 15, 300 feet. Basically the shot / hole that is made for an M4 style of disc.
I said it right there, guys. Just watch this. Trust me. M4. Toss it. Hyzer flip. Late turn. Through the trees. 70 feet deep. But it was a nice line.
Moving the camera for the A4 side hand.
Now you gotta watch this one too, because this is also a good one. Little A4 whistle. Comes back a little bit.
Oh, I just hit the cage.
Yep, dialed. Now we're gonna take this orange one, which I don't think has the stability for this hole for what I need it to do. So I kind of hang it a little more right to left. It was actually really good. It's parked.
One more for fun.
And then we gotta bust out the old airborne seed PA3, and we did the same line as the M4, but better.
Why did we just lace the gap every shot? We never do that. All right.
I love that hole.
M4 deep, A4 off the cage. That might be one of the best spreads of shots I've had on this hole. So satisfying. What do we got here? A Thrasher. Kind of got a cool stamp, Morley Field. PA4, little buttery flip up.
You guys might have seen these before. Putted with them a little bit. This hole's so fun to ace run. I go with the airborne stamp PA3 again. Thought I did it. But then you get up there and you realize, man, if you try an ace run, like, this is what you get left with. You guys hear that? Yeah, me either. No chains. Gotta get your par though.
Finally made it to a hole where we can throw a couple distance drivers. Gonna go with this D2 and this Matty O D1 side hands. See how they fly.
So obviously Mossy Rock, you don't really actually get to throw any drivers. This hole's like 320 feet uphill. So it plays decent for like whatever you want to throw at it, honestly. Like that looks horrible.
It's actually circle 2.
But yeah, it's like not that far. This D2 out of the hand, look at that. Oh,
what the?
and then flips.
Huh. We're gonna try this X2. I know a lot of people talk about the X2 being a really good, or the X series being really good for forehands. And in the past, I would have loved the low profile of these. But lately, it almost seems too low profile. Like it could slip out. We'll try it.
Fun fact, I actually bagged 2 X2s like 5-6 years ago. They were like one of my favorite drivers. Don't really know why I ever stopped throwing them. I just did. And I also bagged that same Thomas Gilbert 400G D2 run for like a month maybe one time, but it was a pink domey one, so it was kind of nice. Stopped throwing it. No real reason, just I don't know.
Hole 18, 17 for us today. Just a big old hyzer around the corner. You don't want to push it too long. We're gonna go A2, A3.
So this A3 feels amazing. Old bar stamp, like can't really beat it.
Bro.
So beefy though. Throw it straight to the tree. A2, I'm like, okay, get it farther out there. What do? Same thing, but lower, so it misses the tree.
You guys couldn't see it, but it jumped around the corner. Might be primo.
Actually, like the best landing position you could ever be. Bust out your A4s, throw them on a little Annie. Thought I made this. Try and do the same thing one more time. Straight into the tree route. Classic.
We made it to hole 19, otherwise known as hole 18 for today. And what better way to end it than some A4 side hand slingers? Favorite shot right now.
Well, guys, I am definitely looking forward to continuing to dial in these A4s. Having the two different stabilities is going to be fun. That M4 as well, guys, I don't know. It's very similar to my go-to Buzz Assess, so who knows? But today, it obviously did some good, really good things. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who sent me some old school Prodigy discs. You guys hooked it up. You'll probably be seeing some more of these, as a few of them are definitely going to make the bag for the rest of the month. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bird. Come on, brother. Let's go. I think when it comes to the A4, these old 400Gs, you can't beat them. I'm so happy now because this orange one is definitely like pretty beat up, flippy. It gets that late flip. Whereas the white 400G is pretty much brand new, so you still have a little stability out of it. So I was thinking of, at first, I was gonna be maybe bagging just one of them, but I think now there's a big enough difference between the two, definitely in stability, to bag both. One that'll hold the hyzer and one that'll kind of get that flip up and turn. And man, glad to have some A4s back in my hands, because I think for those little side hand slingers, it's hard to beat this disc, that's for sure. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you're enjoying the 30-day Prodigy series. It's been fun. I've really been enjoying this so far. It's been a good little change of pace. Like I said, I think in one of the first couple videos, I've still been getting, you know, maybe 1 or 2 rounds a weekend with my normal bag. So we're kind of having fun with like both, you know, and just throwing frisbees. So it's nice. And I think there's a few molds out of this Prodigy lineup that'll be making their way over to the old main setup. So keep your ears peeled. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. No! After almost 300 plus almost 400 videos, I've never actually hit the camera. Only people that have played with me have accidentally hit the camera. Oh. Well, we all suck at something.
Creator of Frisbee Club, motherfuckers.
The man, the myth.
And right here, I have a frisbee bag. It holds all my frisbees, the ones I like.